Welcome, viewer, to today's show. I'm Kariuki Gigi with the show Youth at the Crossroad. Transition comes with its challenges. And one of the transition in life, when a young man want to get married, the issue comes that he or she finds a friend. But then the question is, how will I tell these friends of mine that I want him or her to marry me? Making marriage proposal. Sometimes it become a problem, and others are just lost at the crossroad, not knowing where to start. Do I say or do I keep quiet? Marriage proposals. Today, we will be talking about marriage proposals, and we have our guests, Ken and Lisa. Ken, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Ken is a counselor, and he's here to help us know how to make those proposals. And Lisa, who works with the Mothers Union Department at the Diocese of Kirinyaga, and a counselor as well. Lisa, habari yako?
Nzuri, thanks.
Thank you so much. And then we have the voice of the young people. They are here today to learn how to make proposals and who should make proposals. Habari zenu?
Nzuri.
I am sure you are going to enjoy the show because this show is meant for you and other youths who are watching us, who are still at the crossroad. Marriage proposals. Yes, I'm married. Lisa is married. What is marriage proposal? And how should one make marriage proposals?
A marriage proposal is that act of one of the persons that have become couple through the dating process, and they have courted enough and they feel now we are ready for marriage. It is that statement by either of them that I am interested in marrying you. Will you marry me? That is a marriage proposal. Giving an intention that I am interested in marrying you. Are you interested too?
Opening my heart to you.
Yes, opening. Kufungua roho. Finally. Utakuwa wangu.
Utakuwa wangu
milele.
Milele.
That is marriage. Yes.
Okay, Ken. What are the ways of making proposals?
The ways of making proposals, they are simple. Do you really feel attracted to this person? Are you, from the courtship process, are you ready to take this person as your life partner? Are you sure that if this person comes to my life through thick and thin, all wrongs and rights, we will make them right anyway? There couldn't be any specific formula for a marriage proposal because it depends with your courtship process.
Just opening your mouth.
Yes.
And saying that I want you to be mine.
Yes.
Okay. Before I come to these dear youths who are listening to us, a lady told me that there was this gentleman ambaye alikuwa anatembea kwake today with samosa, tomorrow with biscuit. This goodies analetea this lady. But he never opened his mouth. The moment this lady was proposed by another gentleman, this is when this young man told him, ulikuwa nafikiria nilikuwa nahitaji nini when I was bringing you biscuit. Are those proposals?
That is not a proposal. Those are gifts. He used to bring the lady gifts. For a proposal, will you marry me? That's the question. Will you marry me? You see? And if I'm not able to confidently use the same word as it is used, there's a way or there are words that I will use that will allow you know that will enable you to know that this guy wants me for a wife. But bringing you gifts every day, my father can bring me flowers anytime, every time. A friend could bring me cakes.
Elizabeth, in literature, we were told to read between the lines.
Yeah.
So when reading between the lines, you jamaa haja kusema kitu, lakini there are those gifts that how do you...
To me, I would look at it differently from Ken. Maybe Ken is much younger than me. He doesn't know what happened to us when we were getting married at my time. We read the signs of time. We read them. We started looking at each other and thinking, yeah, we are going there. In those days, people didn't even say, will you marry me? Mlikuwa mnajipata, mmeanza kuongelelea mambo ya harusi. And I don't know if Kariuki in your age you told your wife, will you marry me? Because if you say that mi sijui kama utakuwa kwa age ingine. The gifts are a way of doing something. Like now when we say mtu akikukosea, there's a word called sorry. Kuna watu hawasemangi sorry, lakini tule tu vitu watakufanyia hapa na pale, utaona these guys are sorry. Even with marriage, except for today where we've been brainwashed by the Westerners and the social media. Ikasema you must go on one of your knees and say, will you marry me? Iyo that ako ka cosmetic thing ndiko kame aribu. That is why that lady keeps saying aliniletea samosa na hakuwa isema kitu, because she was waiting for the word.
That committal ones.
That committal word and that request and that show that aseme ndio. Na mimi niulize aseme ndio.
You want to add?
I wanted to add, the words show the commitment. When I bring gifts, I say nothing. And that to the person I'm bringing gifts can be taken just as a friendship. Today, ladies can hold more than one relationship. We call it relationship. So from the 5 that she has, she knows huyu ni wa samosa, huyu ni wa nguo, huyu ni wa nywele. Na akili yake ishamwambia wa nywele ndiye ninataka, si wa samosa. Naye wa samosa anangoja huyu msichana ile siku nitakuwa tayari, nitamuingiza kwa nyumba. So it is for the man, even at that moment, if it is the man who's bringing the gifts, even in those gifts, please use words that will show you have intentions. Intent. Yes.
We are still at the crossroad. We are still at the crossroad. We are in the time of social media. And nowadays, people are not talking one-on-one. They are talking through social medias. Unakutana na mtu unamwandikia ka message. How do you take that one?
Flat in messages. Well, they may be any kind of messages, but I would encourage, don't get to that last note of accepting marriage if you're not sure you know this person.
Are you encouraging one-on-one?
Yes.
Or are you encouraging?
I will say both of them, but make sure that you can balance. Make sure that you can balance. Don't allow too much social media if you could meet as often as you can.
Do you encourage people proposing on Facebook?
This is a very serious thing to me at my age and at my generation. I would say a blatant no, but I do not want to say that because this is what is there today. I would echo his words that communicating even on social media, Facebook is okay, but as much as possible, please meet if you can.
I get your last word, as much as possible. One-on-one is encouraged when we are proposing. Now we are on proposals. Before I come back to you, let us hear from this one. Grace, if you see a young man and you love this man, can you propose to him? Or else, my question is, who should make the proposals?
Honestly, I cannot propose.
You cannot propose?
I can't. I feel that the man should propose.
Hata ukiona ameremewa na maneno.
I feel he's the one who should propose. Yes.
So, Mishek, can a girl propose to you?
They say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. So, why? Why now, when it comes to marriage proposal, you say, it's only man. You have feelings also. Unafeel, unasikia, I need, angeniambia, ningefurahia. Why don't you ask him? Kwani, vile tunaenda, you don't see anything coming out of this. You don't propose direct, but such ones, zitafanya huyu mwanaume ajue at the back of his mind kuna kitu.
So you are saying
we are not saying that they propose physically. That will you marry me? Will you can I get married to you? Okay. No. But
the they way can do things that suggest otherwise.
The chemistry that you bring itaonyesha huyu mwanaume akiwa hata yeye ako normal.
Mbona is looking at you, what is this man really a man or a woman? So, tuko kwako Kema, can a lady propose to you?
Can a lady propose to me? To me, no. She can't, I will. I will. Myself, I will.
You are the one to do that.
Yeah, but I will do it cautiously because I will have to take a specific or read the the movement or how the relationship has gone. So, and then I'll just pop up.
You want to say that it's only men who can do the proposals?
Yeah, of course, there is no way the hunter can become the hunted.
There is no way there.
The hunter can become the hunted.
Oh my good Lord. Timon, are you a hunter or the hunted?
The hunter.
You are the hunter.
Yeah.
So
But-
where are you?
Okay, for me, the world we are living in is changing. Sometimes I might be unable to open up because it depends even with the personality. Sometimes I'm an introvert. I'm not used to open up, to kuongea mingi, but the ready is pere mingi. So you find me, I will do with my action. I had the topic, kuna dem tulikuwa tunaongea nikamwambia, for me, if the woman I'll get married will expect me nianze kumproposia atagoja. I'll show her with my actions. Because one thing the Englishman said, action speaks louder than words. If I'm treating you well, tumejuana for that long, unafaa ujue, and then kuna times zingine utapata tunaongea mambo ya marriage and all that. So you should know nakupenda. So ukigoja I go down on my knees, even my dad never went on the knees, so I will not do that.
Yeah. You see the crossroad that we are talking about? We are really at the crossroad. Some are saying either can, while others are saying no. How are we going to help these people? Who can make proposals?
We started by saying the proposal should be said. And I came back and said you can read the signs of times. When I said that, I didn't mean uende tu juu amekuletea samosa. Excuse me. And I thought, tukiongelelea this couple, ni wale washas pamoja, hana wa samosa, hana wengi. At that point in time, as that gentleman says, mmekaa mkiongea. So you kind of, both of you know what, where you're going. If the samosas are brought too much, you can ask. Not a proposal, James, eh? You can ask that guy, bwana, hii nimeona tumependana sana, 3 years have gone. Where are we going?
Where are we heading to?
Where are we heading to? What is our objective? Of course, that guy will tell her, siwe unajua, nakupenda. Nimekufanyia kila kitu nataka kukuoa. That one is, Ken, I don't know. Is that enough for you, the Nairobi guy? Is that enough for you to be told, ukiambiwa sawa nataka kukuoa? Will you do that?
Unfortunately, in most of the cases, when we consider that urban setup, ukisema nataka kukuoa, she might also want to prove that you are not the only one to marry me. I would say, and I agree with all of us, that science can say, right? Words too can. Listen, guys, don't live like you're living in this world alone. We must understand, as much as my culture informs me ABCD, her culture may inform her differently. Another person's culture may inform them differently. So even when you're doing these gifts, also want to learn what's their culture. How has she been oriented? You can learn that not by just asking, but also by finding out through your own ways.
So you can trigger, even if you are a girl, you can trigger. Hii mambo yote hii maua ni ya nini? Hakuna mwingine anatendea hii yote. Ni wewe tu. Sio tu you are proposed, but you can. When you are triggered, what can you do?
When I'm triggered, of course, I would say, of course, she has to trigger on the light way, but don't try to hammer on the point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have, let me ask, do you have fears?
fears
Yes, all of you, in proposals.
in proposals.
Eh.
Yeah,
They are fears, eh?
yeah.
Oh my good Lord. Let's address the fears when we come back after the break. we are discussing on marriage proposal. The program is Youth at the Crossroad. We hope and trust that you are still continuing to wash your heart during this time of coronavirus. Please continue sanitizing yourself because we need you. Tomorrow, I know you also need me, and I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my family. Fears of proposals. This is what? Fears of proposals. Kiama, you said you have fears. What are these fears?
The first fear is, am I going to meet the needs of those proposals?
Meeting the needs of the proposals? What
Yeah.
needs?
Like, for example, you may be, for example, want to go to a specific place, or maybe the lady expect maybe one day you take me to somewhere,
Okay.
whereby it's cool, expensive, you know, and then expenses. Will I be?
So your fear is the cost.
Yeah.
Do you have any fear of proposal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if you reject me after
Rejection.
going?
The fear of
Down
rejection.
then.
Do you fear of any proposals?
I can echo the same ones and say the fear of rejection is the paramount fear. If I come and propose to you, what is your answer?
Okay. Do you have a fear?
Yes. The fear of time.
Time spa?
Time is per. How long will he take to propose? And when will he propose? Is he going to waste my time? Yeah.
Anaweza kukupotezea wakati alafu kuacha kwa jam.
Akuache hanging.
Hanging.
A propose, alafu yuko serious.
Akuwa yuko serious. Those are the fears of the youth. And that's why they are in the crossroad. We are here to help them. How can we help them overcome these fears?
Thank you. The fears of proposal come in when the proposal itself is not well timed. I've read books about proposals and I have thought about them. I feel before you make a proposal, I talk for the men first. Please make sure it is the right time. Make sure you have gone through it, you have read signs of that girl, so that his fear is taken care of. You're almost sure she's waiting for the proposal. Two, the proposal of the fear of the cost. It keeps repeating this, know what you want. There's something he's saying about knowing what you want and going for what you really want. I think proposals are planned for yourself. They're never planned by someone else. Ni surprises. There are some who choose to go, wanakuwekea pete kwa maji ya kunywa, and it was just a juice. It won't be costly. Make choices of what you can and what you can't. Number two, you know her interests. So go by her interests. And then when the fears come, you can talk about them. The other thing is preparedness. When you're going for the proposal, I don't think we should always go for everything as a matter of life and death. In this life, hakuna kitu kifo na kupona. You go knowing that kunaweza kuwa yes or no. Not for the worst. Just be prepared. Just be prepared, for anything. So that you're saying, if she says no, I was just sharing with him when we went for break, that when my husband first proposed to me, I'd just been out of college and I was telling my mind, mimi sasa sijakula kamshahara kangu, na nataka nikule kamshahara kangu miaka kama miwili. Then down the line, after 1.5 years of dating and courtship, then he asked me, will you marry me? Then I tell him, mi sijakula mshahara wa? I guess alikuwa na expect si lazima ikuwe yes. So alinyamaza, then later on aku repeat the same word. He said, ile kitu nilikwambia ulisema nini? You know? Then I asked him kitu gani? He said, ile nilikwambia about marriage. I said, ulikuwa umeniuliza kama utanioa? Ndio, tutaoana lakini tutapanga ni lini. So please be prepared for anything. Don't go there like a macho man.
That I must
umekonka.
get it.
Yes.
It's not a must get it. Yes, there are fears, and you hear the stew in the crossroads.
Thank you. I would want to address their fears concludely to say the prelude of the proposal matters. That is the preparation to the proposal matters. Your authenticity. I insisted earlier that who you are depends on the cost you incur. The higher the risk, the higher the return. Again, don't go marshaled to think all that you believe in is what will happen. They also have a life. If they say no, that's not the end of life. Because a no is as good as a yes. You see, if they say yes, be ready for it. Listen, there are those who, they may not say no at that moment or yes at that moment, but they would ask for some time. Should you not be frustrated that they want more time? Accept if you're willing to continue. If you're not,
There is this fear of Modoni, and I think this is a fear with many girls like Modoni. She's here representing a lot of girls who are listening to us. And Modoni is this gentleman has come and he has proposed to me. I have said yes. Kumbe hakuwa serious. Lisa, you are ready. That fear, how do you address that fear?
That's a realistic fear. When a proposal is not a joke, by the way. As much as tunaiongelelea hapa kama ni kitu ya just this is not a joke. It's almost a lifeline. When someone asks, will you marry me? You change your mind, you change everything and you're geared or you're focused towards making a family or a marriage. Then you get along and you realize
2-3 months.
2-3 months is even dating another woman. That means he wasn't serious. Then you ask, babe, you proposed. Then he says, ndio nilipropose, kwani nimefanya nini? It's a realistic fear, and it all has to do with what he said, prelude, period of maybe preparing for this serious day. Psychology says, what happens today has not been made today. It came a long time ago, just that you didn't see it. Even when divorce comes, watu wana divorce, anakuambia mimi sijui alifanya nini, alikuwa mzuri amechange jana. It's not true. So maybe what I'll tell Muthoni is, ukiona vyaelea vimeundwa, it's something you saw and maybe you didn't. Then he came and just proposed, and because you are so eager to get a proposal, you said yes. For me, I'd say to the girls, it's not all about a proposal. It's about the foundation, the solid foundation of your relationship and how well you are for each other.
How well you are for each other. And more than everything, to trust the Lord. Because we need to trust the Lord in all this. And now, because still addressing this fear of Muthoni, this gentleman has come, Kariuki has come, have proposed to Muthoni, and then after that, as you have said, after 3 months, I'm dating another lady, and then Muthoni analitoa kwa mawazo yake. 2 months after that, Ken comes. Sasa naona huyu ni kama yule, ni kama Kariuki tu yule tulikuwa na yeye. Ken, how are you going to rescue us that we are not like the others?
You get what you are. When you prepare yourself for the right relationship, you may fail once, but you will not fail always. If the first one did not give you the results you expected, as a farmer, go again, plant a seed and expect good results. Don't be afraid of trying. Keep trying. And as you trust in the Lord, the right one will ever come for you. But should you not fear, go for it.
You should not fear. Go for it.
Go for it.
Now you have made your proposal. The proposal have been rejected. What's next? Made the proposal and rejection. It has been rejected. What next?
Thank you. What next? I encourage that people take time. You take time to find where you may have gone wrong or what you may have done too good or too right. You see, it doesn't always fail because we have done the wrong things. We might have done so many good things that it was too good to be true. So take your time, understand yourself, seek counseling. Seek counseling. You ask me from who? Find your mentor, find someone, or even go to books that will help you. understand what the next step to make. I say this thing has no formula. So I would be wrong to give you a formula, but take as much time as you can to heal before you get into another relationship.
That is, you want that person to be composed. Okay. Don't jump into the next ship, the next moving vehicle. What is the danger of jumping into the next vehicle? Danger of jumping to the next vehicle.
The danger of moving to the next one is, as he said, rejection comes with what we call in psychology trauma. Unashtuka, by the way. And one of the things you can do is you can decide to blame it on yourself and lose your self-esteem and your confidence as a man. Your ego just gets crushed. He said seek help from a professional so that you tell them what it felt, so that you see it clearly, so that you resolve it. If you don't do that and you jump into another one, you will have jumped from a frying pan to the fire. You will have gone there a wounded heart. And always a wounded heart has very, very bad fruits. So it is not right to jump, because what is going to happen, you're going even to retaliate. Utakuwa ukienda ukisema, huyu naye ataniona. Maybe it might even lead to marriage. It is almost equivalent to getting married immediately you lose a loved one or your spouse. When you've not dealt with it, you will carry the grief with you. Still, a rejection is like loss. Ni kama umepoteza kitu hapo. So, resolve it, grieve, cry. Don't go crying in the next relationship. Because what happens, I am in a counseling office, I have a center. When people do that, they come back saying, ananiambianga nakasirikia bure. There's something we call in psychology unconscious motivation. Kile kitu kilitendeka kitambo, kinakukutanga later on in life. And you find yourself, you can even beat your wife because you're too angry with your girlfriend. You can even get mad, a mental problem that can be that bad. I don't know if I have time, but I would want to tell you of a man that I've been counseling, a 72-year-old, a very, very good professional. He got married very early. Just after the engagement and after everything, 1 year down the line, he's caught his wife cheating on him. Then he got married the next day. Akasema hivi ndivyo amenifanyia, hata mimi nitachukua wangu nioe.
To another woman.
That was when he was 26 years old. Today he's 72. He has broken down. It's a mental problem. He has something we call pathological jealousy. Every time he sees his wife cheating, because he didn't deal with that. So even with you, deal with it before you keep thinking when she says, I can't give you water because I am doing something. You take it as rejection all the time.
So what you are saying, there is this common saying that sio 12 kama wanafunzi wa. Before you say that saying, be composed.
Yes.
Be composed.
Work on it.
Work on it.
Work on it.
Work on it.
Resolve it.
Resolve it. Are you hearing? And I see Kiama want to make a comment.
According to my opinion, you know, separation of the two peoples is not the whatever we call a breakup in a relationship. It's just not a separation of the two people. It's also the reaping of the soul. So whereby you feel incomplete without someone. So therefore, the way we've been advised, it's going to take time. Because I read one book by Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said this: if there is two things that really are very weird in this life, it is divorce and a break-in relationship. Because the worst thing is because it keeps on resurrecting. Once you saw that person at the same time or at the same place, you start bleeding in your soul. So it is better we take time and be complete.
I hope we had more time to continue with this discussion. But unfortunately, my director is telling me that we have to come to an end of this show. But maybe, Timon, you have your last word. Look at that camera. Talk to that youth.
For me, is, as the Bible says, that there is time for everything. There is time for planting and there is time for harvesting. So make your choice right. Thank you.
So let me take what you have said as your last word. So let me come to Mishek.
Thank you so much. I can add by saying, after rejection, the marriage proposal rejection, there is a next time. Don't lose hope.
There is always a next time.
Sure.
Mudhoni.
What I'm going to say is that everybody gets broken. And don't always expect a yes. It can be a yes or a no.
It can be a no. Ken, your last word.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Good. Lisa.
Pray for the right thing. I believe in marriage and proposals, God has to be there.
In marriage and proposals, God must be there. That is the light wording of ending this show. The book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6 says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open unto you. I am Kariuki Gige. Let us connect next week.